Welcome back, viewers. This is Still the Press, and we're reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. We've now been joined by our guest, Engineer Toba Owojaiye, who's a public affairs analyst, to help us analyze on some of the headlines we just read out to you. And don't forget, our phone lines are now open for you to call in, and let's get to know what you think about all of the stories on the headlines this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you in the studio today.
I'm glad to be here always.
I love your attire, especially the color. It's really nice.
I like yours too.
Thank you. So let's hit on what's currently on the front page. But I'd like us to start with, first of all, what's bothering the general public before we streamline to other states of the Federation. It's not like it's not bothering on everybody, but of course, let's start with something a bit on a lighter note. So on the Vanguard, we have Nigerians not alone in poverty. Atiku LP tackle Tinubu. It says Tinubu warns against rail tracks vandalism and stealing of electric cables. And there's also a statement from Labour Party that says you're elected to reduce poverty, not amplify it. Stop making excuses for inflicting multi-dimensional poverty on Nigerians, says Atiku. Now, this statement of Nigerians not alone in poverty, Nigerians have been experiencing a lot of downtime, and talking about inflation, food inflation is about 40.66% already, and that's for you to understand that that's really on the high side. And inflation is about 30 point something. You would understand that this is no longer a smiling face. Now, I saw on social media somebody posted that a crate of egg is now 6,000 naira. And Tinubu says, no matter what, I won't turn my back on Nigerians. It's beginning to look like just talks, but we're facing too much hardship that is driving people into multi-dimensional poverty. So other opposition parties are beginning to attack him. I'd like to get your thoughts on this.
Yes, he should be attacked by them, and he also has the responsibility to state the matters as he sees it on the seat. First of all, Atiku has had experience as a vice president. Tinubu has never had experience in presidency. So that plays off in initial takeoff. His initial takeoff has not been fantastic, okay? But the things he wants to accomplish are clear and are good for Nigeria long term. What has not been handled is food. Food security is still very bad. And food is not something that you can bring up overnight. Except you are, my opinion, I've said it here on air, I've said it in other places, the president needs to open the borders for food to come in tax-free for 3 months. Give it a 3 months window in which you can bring in any food crop, not a cash crop, food crop that people eat. You can bring it into Nigeria from any of the borders for 3 months. But that doesn't mean they should take it also out. Okay? Bring it in, but don't allow food go out. Because he has lifted the ban on rice, and maize, but it's still going to come in through customs. It's still going to come in through multitasking and taxing. So it's going to still give us the same, it won't give that needed emergency effect. So what you do, just open the borders. Once I know that a bag of beans is 26,000 in the next country, I'll go and buy from there. Doing that, you saturate Nigeria with food. Once you saturate Nigeria with food, the prices of that food now enter into a competition and start reducing themselves. The problem right now is that the food in Nigeria is smaller than the mouths. So when you claim that people are not buying food, take food to the market and see how it finishes overnight. Because no matter how somebody is rich or poor, angry with the government or happy with the government,
they must eat food.
He will eat. So the issue is that people's basic income have now moved from secondary needs to just basic primary needs, food. Many houses are owing rents, many people are owing school fees, many people are owing other necessities. And if they are owing that, how do you want them to go and watch a movie? How do you want them to? So all of those things are gone. Okay? People are at survival level now, and we understand that. The president sees that fuel is the greatest variant here, and we need to produce our fuel locally, and that's what he's working on. But you see, it's not coming out as fast as he should have wanted it. So he needs to declare a state of emergency on the refineries and declare a state of emergency on food. These are the two issues we have here. If you notice, like you said, the inflation on the food is higher than the inflation on other things.
Of course.
And I can put it to you that it is the inflation on food that has also increased the inflation on those other things. The price of television has not really increased. Okay? But the food is running people crazy. And once people can't buy food, a hungry man is an angry man. So these are the issues we're having here. So, of course, the opposition parties will want to be the loudest voices right now so that they can buy the people. See, when people are crying, that's the best time to say you're on their side and cry for them. Not that Atiku is hungry or Obi is hungry. Yes. But you have to sound on the people's side. But we're still 2 years away from the election. Let everybody face governance. But they want to also speak at these times. So those are the issues we have playing out there.
Now let's talk about maybe the priorities of this administration.
Yes.
Do you think that taking Nigerians out of this multidimensional, poverty, as stated, is actually a priority? Because first of all, let's look at some of the things that they've had to do. The speed of the national anthem approval was quite quick. Now let's look at other cases of presidential jets that has been discussed, the vice president's lodge that has been fixed. There are conversations and people look at it like, are you sure this administration is prioritizing the people and looking at how to get us out of this economic turmoil that we actually are? There are things that they are necessities, but we talk about timing for things.
Yes.
Are this the times for such projects to be taken upon as against looking for ways to get us out of this economic downturn that we are?
Yeah, I saw the VP's lodge. I don't think the VP has a problem of where to stay for 4 years. Every vice president has found a place to stay somewhere within the system. Budgets have been made before for this, but it's never really fully come to fruition. The VP's house should have been built in 1999. When the Senate was built, when the President's Lodge was built, when all of that was built, a house for the VP, and I'm not saying Shetima, I'm saying VP.
Yes.
So that any other VP...
That's why I also said VP.
Yes, stays there. So this should have been done a long time ago. Should it be done? Yes. But should it be done now? I don't think so. Man's I wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Is it
mandatory that this administration does it?
Yes, it's not something that must be done now. You see, because it gives the opinion that a father declares fasting in a house, the children are fasting, and the father goes out to eat. Yeah, so that's where we are. So we understand with the cry of the people, the president should rein in his officials. They should run a lean government. They are not running a lean government.
You also hear the conversations of the private jets that has sparked social media with a lot of reactions. Presidential jets.
Yes, I've heard of it. If they sell all the jets they have and get 2 new ones, I don't have anything against it. Number one, the president has to travel fast. The president has to travel
safely.
Emphasis on safely.
Of course, because we've seen a lot of...
Because there are a lot of people that will not mind him to die. So he has to... You see, there are things... a friend of mine was saying to me that she just wishes this president packs up. And I said, so you wish Shetima as your next president? I said, no, let him not pack up. So we have these people who have their own different opinions on this matter. Somebody didn't like Tinubu, still doesn't like him, and the economy is not helping him either to like him. But you have to still be in the country. You see, you have to still survive. So it's not a priority. These things are not a priority. The president should understand that. What I'm okay with is the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Wonderful. It's expensive. It's good. Let's get Nigeria's economy functional in every area. Those are the projects we want to see, not private houses and lodges.
I think I saw something like prioritize modular refineries just the way you prioritize the coastal road, the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road.
Yes.
But there was also a particular report that I saw from Refinery Association, and then they said that some bigwigs do not want the refinery to come into operation. So they are stopping everything, and that's why it's made look as though in the last 25 years, we've not been able to build a functional refinery?
Of course, it's clear. You see, people don't understand, like I've said, people don't understand what power is and what power is fighting. Power is fighting older hands that were in power. I heard some organizations, and I can see how somebody is wonderful when it is tenure, and when that same person becomes nasty when it's time for him to hand over. You just wonder, I thought this guy was nice all the while. Now it's time for him to hand over to somebody else and allow them work, and it's not playing out. So those are the things you see. There are forces and powers that want to continue eating from the problem in Nigeria. And I've said the people who create a problem can hardly ever be the people to solve it.
True.
So we need a completely new generation to come and give these things a fresh approach to these issues we have, because we can't continue running this up and down. I'm okay with the fact that he wants to fix refineries. I'm okay with the effort he has put so far. But he needs to talk more about it. Sometimes you want to talk less because you don't want the cabal to be looking in that direction, or the forces fighting you to look in that direction. You want to complete those things quietly and then have them functional. Without our refineries functional, we're in trouble. I've said it before, our crude was used as guarantee for some loans. Our crude was pre-sold and used as guarantee for some loans. So most of our crude are not even giving us any revenue, which is why Dangote is importing his own crude. So we have many problems. 99% of our revenue goes to recurrent bills and loans. How can we function like this as a country? So this is why the government is still taking up more loans. And it's bad for us. It's bad for us. It's bad for the next 30 years. This is not the way we should go.
This is really, it's really something that I just feel like I hope we have the headway eventually, because now everybody's screaming we need to have a refinery that is functional. We need to, because that's the only way that fuel prices can drop.
Of course.
Now, if it's not functional, food prices can't drop. It means that food prices will keep inflating. Because I think there was a particular time I was asking a woman, so why is Gary sold for 1.5? From 500, 300, why has it become 1.5? The woman said, you know how much I said they transport them? That was the first thing she asked me. And I looked at it, I was like, obviously, petrol affects everything. So if we are not able to get it to come to this rate, and in fact, at this point, nobody would deny the fact that some way, somehow, it is not being still subsidized. Because if we want to look at the rate of the dollar and say maybe landing cost and everything, it should probably have been higher than 600 and something that we still currently buy. So people are wondering, are we even making any headway? It's like 2 steps forward, 10 steps backward. You
see, we are not facing a basic means of a basic tenor or era that we should have had on development. We did not pick up on steel development. Nigeria had this fracture when we couldn't fix Ajakuta steel till date. So we don't have how to produce. Nigeria had to lift ban and include wheelbarrows and include toothpicks. Back, you are now to import toothpicks. You can now import wheelbarrows. So we have not still fixed production. If you are to import that, then you have to import, of course, tractors. You see, so we missed out on that whole age. But where we caught up with AI. We caught up with social media. We caught up with music. We have caught up with movies. These are areas in which, if you are working as a Nigerian, you can earn anything. Our artists can sing and make the same money as anybody abroad. Davido just bought a Rolls Royce for $1 million. Okay, so our artists are doing well on music and on other things that we have caught up with the technology. We are doing well on that. But where we are doing badly is production.
Oh, good.
We still don't have production fixed because we don't have where we produce steel and iron. You still have to import everything to produce. So this is where we are doing well. But at the end of the day, you have to eat. Even if you are Davido, you see it this evening. So these are the issues. We must fix our farming. We must fix our food production. Less than 2% of Nigerians are into farming.
You see, this statement you made has brought me to this headline on the front page of the Daily Sun that says Nigeria spends $600 million annually on palm oil importation. Now, fact-checking this statement, I remember that in the 1960s, Nigeria held the top spot with 43% of global market share when it comes to palm oil production.
Yes.
Now, as of now, Nigeria ranks the 5th largest producer, accounting for less than 2% of the total global production of 74.08 million metric tons. Indonesia takes the highest place with 47 million metric tons in 2023, representing like 59%. And we heard that they took their palm fruits from Nigeria.
Yes.
Now, it's looking like...
Even Malaysia.
Exactly. And now was importing palm oil worth $600 million. Like, I thought we'd be talking about export.
You see, this is
but
why
we're importing it.
This is why
Is this a Nigerian thing or a government problem?
This is why we're complaining about what we are seeing now. Everybody is yapping on Tinubu, who has just done 1 year. When 40 years ago, Nigeria had a company in Kaduna called National Grains. I knew one of the directors personally as a family friend. National Grains was killed by some people in government. National Grains doesn't exist again. That was where Malaysia went to learn and took staffs from Nigeria to go and learn how to produce palm oil. We've slept for 40, 50 years. This is what we are saying. The country has slept for 40 years. And everybody has woken up overnight now. But you can't cover up 40 years immediately.
Sure.
Right now, Obaseki and Edo State is now the largest producer of palm oil in Nigeria. And they're still increasing it. And they're still investing in it. That's because a state has seen that deficiency. Everything we are importing largely that we have here must be something we make policies around and make efforts around to change it. Like this palm oil, put an embargo on it in the next 2 years. When you do that, every state that has that opportunity and has a sensible governor, remember that's the next thing, begins to invest in that. Why will I import palm oil when I can buy it from Edo State?
Sure.
Why will I import it? It's the same palm oil. The same palm oil.
Now, is it a Nigerian problem that people go to the marketplaces? Because sometimes it is what is in demand that sellers go after. So probably if I go to the marketplace and I see a foreign packaged palm oil and I tell them, oh, give me that and not this, do you think that could have been the problem? Do you think it's the Nigerian mentality of not buying Nigeria?
No, I don't think that.
Because if, for instance, if you were to stock your house, if you were to stock your store with foreign made items and I don't look for it, I'd rather buy the very local ones that were made. You probably won't buy them anymore.
Yes, that's one of the problems. You see, but when you have not produced what people need, the first thing we must do is produce what people need. Are
you talking in terms of quality?
I'm talking about products.
Okay.
Products.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, is palm oil really scarce in Nigeria that we have to import them?
Yes, it is. We don't have milk. People don't understand what we are saying. We don't have milk. As it stands, we don't even have rice and grain. Why? Other countries are buying it up before it's harvested. You see, what you think is expensive in Nigeria is cheap in China. This food you are crying about, because of the dollar exchange rate, that you think is expensive in Nigeria, is cheap in Japan, it's cheap in Lebanon. So they come here, buy it up from the farms before it is even harvested. I want to say something like I heard of off air. A governor said that France approached him, flew him to France. This is off air because I can't mention his name. To plant flowers for them. And the flowers, they will give them the seeds and they sign an agreement. You sell these flowers 100% to us. Flowers that they present on Valentine's Day. There's so much we can do. I'm telling you that there's little production in this country. Very little. And the demand is high because we are over 250 million people that must eat every day. Every day people say, Fulani herdsmen, but every day we buy cows. We buy cow meat. So without a sufficiency of products, we're joking. This is where we are. We don't have enough food. 2 days ago, bread didn't come out. And everybody was crying. The same people that are crying that bread is expensive, just 2 days of people went for Salah and didn't produce bread. People are crying, where is bread? Where is bread? Where is bread? We are just an artificial economy now. We are a social media army. We now. Yes, but you can't eat your social media account. You would only eat food. If we don't fix these basics and we just stick to AI, social media, making hair, football, so all of that doesn't feed anybody.
So whose court are you putting this fixing?
The Nigerians must understand. See, it's beyond the presidency. We don't have a commonwealth in this country. We don't have a common direction in this country. That's why the smallest thing can trigger us. We don't have a collective will to grow Nigeria. The presidency and the leaders also have not shown that collective will. If we have this collectively, what is insecurity that is stopping us from farming? I will mention Baga is a local government in Borno State. They have not farmed for 12 years. This year is the first year, this rainy season is the first time that Baga has planted a seed in 12 years. So these were regions that were churning out 2,000 trailers of food. Now remove that from the equation of food we have, and it's going to affect us. Insecurity has brought us this famine. People have said it for years. Additional has said it for years. Everybody has said it. This insecurity will lead to a famine. This famine will lead to an inflation. But it's easier for us to blame the present government than to look at all these things that have already been said. When we have a commonwealth, then we won't keep insecurity. The North won't be petting Boko Haram.
Of course.
Let me tell you why the North will not completely clear Boko Haram.
Tell me.
And I know I'm on air, okay? Because the North is not sure that in 2031 we would easily allow power go back to the North. Nigeria has a political
So you think the issue of Boko Haram and the insecurity is very political?
Very, very political. 2015 escalated because Goodluck wanted to continue for another 4 years. And the North said the South had done 8 years under OBJ, had done 6 years under Goodluck, had done only 2 years under Yaradua before he died. So as at that time, we had 14 years of Southern Christian rule, and we had 2 years of Northern Muslim rule. And Goodluck wanted another 2 years. And he had already proposed a single term of 6 years after that. So what they saw was a man from a small village in Bayelsa who could have not won if not for death of wanting 6 years plus 4 years, 10 years, or 12 years. And the North said, we won't have it. We won't have you having 20 years and we have had only 2. So this was a concerted effort. That's why you could see defections. That's why you saw insecurity. All of these things are the back end problems of Nigeria. A fight for power. So they brought out anybody who could have won, and which is what produced Buhari in the first place, because he had a cult following, and he still has it. Those of you who are insulting him, go and look at what happened the day before yesterday when he walked on foot. There were over 10,000 people on that street celebrating him.
Say Baba.
Shouting Baba. You need to understand the North. You need to understand Nigeria. So when they got power back during his time, things calmed a bit, but it didn't solve. They are still maintaining that structure on a low, waiting to see if power will come back naturally to the north in 2031. The elders of Nigeria, this is not democracy. The elders of Nigeria need to sit down and tell them, get rid of this thing. This thing is giving us hunger. It's not allowing us farm. Get rid of this thing. In 2031, power will come back to the north. These political swings need to take place for all of these things to clear up.
Okay, so let's move on to other stories on the paper this morning. And let's go to River State. Help us make sense of what's currently going on in River State. Because it's becoming unbecoming. Now it's becoming bloody because I think there's been reports of 2 lives lost already, a policeman and a vigilante officer. Now it's a battle of your tenure is over, you have to leave, and a question of do you have a right to do that as a governor of the state? Let's get your thoughts.
This is still a continuation of national politics. There's nothing new happening in Rivers that is not 90% national politics.
How so?
When 2 elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. The local government chairman and chairman cannot overnight become the problem of Nigeria.
Okay, give us a minute. Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and
morning,
where you're
sir.
calling from.
My name is Musa. I'm calling from Plateau State.
All right, please join the conversation, Mr. Musa.
So thank you people for this program. I'm very appreciative.
Thank you too for listening.
My own contribution is only 2 things in Nigeria
Great.
causing all these problems. 1, insecurity.
True.
2, this subsidy. Because this subsidy is very important for us. I'm a businessman. I just go to Lagos buying goods down to Plateau State. Before, each bag of rice or sugar from Lagos down to here is only 300, 500 for bag. Now, from Lagos down to here, it's only 2,500 each bag. So this subsidy causes many things, many problems. Until this farmer doesn't have rest of mind to go and do what he's supposed to do for farmer. Why can't you goods that cannot increase every day?
All right.
Until these are our borders every day, just they imported the goods from Nigeria to another country. So all these things can cause so many problems in Nigeria.
True.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Have a nice day.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you, sir.
contribution. Even though I want us to just shift to River State, it's part of the conversations we've had earlier.
Yes.
So let's get on with River State.
Okay, so this is still national politics playing out. This is still a swing of power that is not trusted to swing and is now being forced because everybody is apprehensive of a swing of power. So this is where the problems are. You have another call?
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
let's take calls.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there?
Please
we
call
should
back.
Yes, I think we should just continue.
So
Continuation of
it's
national
not,
politics.
yes, it's very hard for power to swing in this country, no matter, and because we are easily divided. You need to understand Nigeria that we are easily divided. That's why I mentioned that as much as you think Buhari is being insulted nationally, he's being hailed in his home front. We saw Kyari, the deposed police officer,
Yes.
who returned home and he was
Welcome
hailed.
was elaborate. I saw it.
Go on. Please remind me what I was saying.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Idris Musa, calling from Futua.
All right. Please join the conversation, Mr. Idris.
This man before you is hitting the nail at the right point in the speeches.
All right.
You know, we in the north have not really gotten our problem right. Our leader to sit down and set the correct position of issue at hand. Our leaders are not serious about this insecurity issue. And it's affecting the poor people now. I think it has started affecting the people that think they are safe. Some years back, who think that an ex-army chief officer can be killed by bandits in Abuja, somebody they call bandit.
Yes.
They want to start coming back, they kill him. And if you are not careful, this thing will continue to haunt us. Our leaders in the nation should sit down and think twice and bring an end to this issue. I was in a particular state in the north here during political campaign era. Around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the night, the governor will continue complaining in that particular state, and that particular state is the state that is having the highest insecurity issue in the country. But look at this, in the meeting here, we'll be going about doing campaign, and in some other section of the country, they'll be killing people. You can see what we are saying. So what this man is saying is just the correct thing. Our leaders are not serious. They think what they are doing now is favoring them. In the near future, it will come back to that.
All right.
Appreciate you people. Keep on. Keep on doing the right thing. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Continuation of national politics.
Yeah, so Tinubu had to succeed where two other men better than him failed. Owojaiye failed in 1963. Another call.
Let's just take
all the calls. It just can't wait.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is...
You need to turn down the volume of your TV set so you can hear us properly. Okay.
We can hear you, sir. Thank you.
Please go ahead.
From Zamfara State.
Okay.
Okay, so my name is Hassan Ahmed from Zamfara State.
Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead. We can hear you.
My only contribution is that truly the problem of our own country now is about this bandit, because the way we are facing it in Zamfara State. Can you imagine they have caught a bandit with a weapon, everything they have taken to court, but somebody make a way to release that person after we are facing a consequence of this bandit in Zamfara State. Without bandits, people can go to farm and farm their food product.
Yes.
When you went to farm, they will kidnap you. They will collect your money. Either they might deceive you that, okay, you should pay so amount. They will allow you to go to farm. After you farm it, then later after the time of harvesting, they will now
come back.
Still collect money from you before you harvest it. We have a problem in Nigeria. Secondly, this subsidy something has put us into a trouble.
Absolutely.
And to be sincerely speaking, it's not only a Fulani man. He's a bandit. Everybody is into a bandit.
Yeah, we agree. Thank you very much for your contribution.
So our own problem is informal.
All right.
It's informal that they are disturbing Nigeria. So may God give us a good government.
Amen.
Let President Tinubu think about this subsidy.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
I'm glad you can see our calls are coming from the north.
Yes.
Because they understand that what I'm saying is the honest truth. It's not easy to say. It's not easy to come to TV and bear out the true picture of our problems. You can be witch hunted. They can use it against you politically in the future. But we have to say it. You can't keep a small leopard in your house. It will grow. It will become a problem. You can't do that. Let these matters go. Okay, back to real estate. Yes. So I was saying, Tinubu was able to emerge only because he understood politics and pushed it on a national level. Another call is coming in, but he was able to take the call. We need our callers more than our gist.
Absolutely, but at the same time, we need to make some analysis.
Okay,
but let's quickly take this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from
Please speak up.
Please, could you please be more audible? We can barely hear you.
I am Uchi, calling from Imo State.
All right, please go ahead, Mr. Richie.
The country we are now, we are not sure of it. So we can just pray.
We can actually.
We cannot hear you, sir. Please speak up, sir.
I can hear you clearly now.
Yes, but we can't hear you in the studio.
You're not loud enough, sir.
And probably Nigerians can barely hear you.
Okay, if you're a Christian, pray harder. If you're a Muslim, pray harder. Because what you are facing right now is not proper. So let us pray. I know it is God that will help us. I believe the country is going bad.
All right.
This is the poor leadership and the other things. Look at the way people are dying. Nobody is seeing them.
Mr. Uche, we can barely hear you, so I'll have you call back. Maybe then we'll be able to project properly, but we can barely hear a thing you're saying and we're losing time. Please call back again. So back to the conversation.
So, our Lord didn't succeed. MKO succeeded and power was collected from him. Makes you understand that there are forces. This is not just ballots. There are forces in this country that can control things. So those forces have held on to power. And power in this country, because we are so divided, has to swing.
Okay.
I need to state that again. Power in this country has to swing. It has to swing from north to south. In most of the other states where we have like 30% or 40% from a certain axis, we also need these power swings. That is what will lead to development and fairness in those regions. Now, Odili was a very good governor in his time. Amici was a very good governor in his time, but none of them were able to succeed in national politics because their people do not understand national politics and what they as a people must also do for their region to succeed in national politics. I cannot say good luck succeeded in national politics because he only benefited from the death of Yaradua. If Yaradua had not died, good luck could have not been able to even win PDP primaries. Never ever. There's only 8 local governments in Bayelsa. He will have just been a VP like all the others and gone. Okay? So there's this need for you to understand, people in the region to understand national politics, play along with it. When power needs to go to the north, your region as a southern region has to be seen as supporting power to go to the north.
True.
State that. When power is in the north and needs to go back to the south, the north must also support power going back to the south. This swing has to happen. So Southwest has been the only people that have been able to get this right. I'll take my time to explain this.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope we have all the time.
I don't have. Okay. I'll use 2 minutes for this.
Okay.
Southwest has been able to support the north anytime it's time for power to go to the north, and usually Southeast does not support that most times, and the South too sometimes does not support that, but the Southwest supports it. So when power goes to the north back, the north gives power back to the Southwest, because if your region did not support power coming in our direction, when it's going back, we won't give you.
Support you either.
So this is what Wike and others are trying to accomplish. That let's begin to support this swing so that if I don't benefit in the future, somebody from this region may benefit from the swing of power. But his people have not understood that. He has not been able to convince his people to understand that what he's fighting for is for national politics and for the South to have a position in national politics. So right now it is being seen as just a local banter, and the reason why the president is most afraid of this is because if Rivers heats up anymore, our crude production will go down. Once our crude production goes down, we are in complete mess. So the president has to do his best to stage manage the crisis in Rivers. Wike, yes, you are my man, but I can't let Rivers burn. If Rivers burns, we won't have crude. If we don't have crude, we won't be able to make repayments. If we don't have repayments, we'll be in a whole mess. So these are the factors. It's not about local government chairman. Local government chairman is just the tools now that the Fubara and Wike camp are trying to use to gain structure at the base.
Okay, so now let's take a moment to look away from Wike Fubara, even though you say that's the basis for every of the conversation. So let's look at it from the angle of a local government chairman's tenure has expired and another election has not been conducted. So does the state governor have the power to take them off and get an interim to sit in their position?
Yeah, he should have that power, but this expired 2 days ago, and before that date, the pro-Wike State House of Assembly people passed a order asking for a tenure extension of 6 months. Okay, so this is what the local government chairman asked for, and the Wike faction in the house, which has 27 members out of 33, okayed it. Now this matter is still being contested in court. Do they have power to okay that? Is this not something the people should go? Tenure extension has happened in almost every state in Nigeria, but the Fubara camp is saying no, you are not going to extend your tenure. We understand the games you are trying to play. This is all still, if there was no tension between Wike and Fubara, there's no local government issue. They will hand over smoothly. They will go somewhere else. This system will accommodate them.
You know, the governor has been in office for over a year.
Yes.
And he says he just took full autonomy like 4 months ago. So hence the reason why he didn't conduct an election in January. So is that even heard of? That you've been the governor of a state and now you're coming up with an excuse that I couldn't conduct an election as at the time due because I wasn't in full control of my state.
Yes, what he's saying is that he didn't have, yes, he was put there, number one. He didn't own the political structures. If he had conducted an election in the party months ago, he would have not been able to install any single person he wanted, and that would have meant he was being trapped for the next 4 years because they have a 4-year tenure. So that means he most likely won't win his primaries. Most likely he won't be able to assert any political strength. But now he has more political strength. He has been able to balance himself. He has more stakeholders with him. He has more of the boys in the creek with him. So he believes now he can now push for an election to take place.
All right, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Are you there? Let's quickly take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is actually Modesty.
Please, we need you to turn down the volume of your TV set or step away from it.
Yes.
Go ahead. But we can still hear that noise. Could you please step away from your TV set?
This is actually Modesty from Plateau State.
Okay, please go ahead.
My contribution goes in this way. They actually...
Unfortunately, we lost him. I think the conversation can go ahead. But please, callers, when you call in, please afford us the opportunity to turn down the volume of your TV set, first of all, or you step away from it so we can hear you properly. The best way to hear you is when you step away from it. You can't listen to your TV and listen to us at the same time. Help us to listen to you to know what you have to tell us. All right, let's quickly take this one coming in. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
He's back.
You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Adamu Abdul from Gombe.
Okay, Mr. Adamu Abdul from Gombe. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. There's a question I want to ask.
Okay.
Ever before, if anybody is coming to this country, either any local government or whatever, you meet a district head.
Yes.
When you meet the district head, then the next thing you go to the emir or the chief.
Okay.
Now something is not going like that. That is why we are having all the bandits. Somebody will come from another place, they get into your place, and then you don't know what you are doing. So obviously it is rubbish. The governor doesn't put their head together. The chairman doesn't put their head together. All they want is just to fill their pocket, and that's all.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you very much,
contribution.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get us not to go back to the conversation we left behind, because I want us to concentrate a bit more on River State, even though our time is also very fast. Oh my God, our time is already fast.
Time is up.
Unfortunately, we can't take more calls, and unfortunately, we can't proceed with the conversation. Thank you so much for your time today.
More calls are still coming in.
We'll take that later. All right, viewers, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for calling in. We really appreciate you. We'll see you again later. I am Olamide Alhassan. Bye for now.